What's up, everyone? This is FP6 bringing you some more Go Battle League battles here in the Halloween Cup. And tomorrow is technically the last day of the Halloween Cup, so I wanted to give you one final video of kind of a fun team that I threw together. It's actually a triple poison team. Would I recommend this team? I don't know, probably not, especially with how many Wormadam trash are floating around. But what I would recommend you possibly considering is running NIDOQUEEN, or at least kind of learning a little bit about NIDOQUEEN in this particular meta. So with NIDOQUEEN's ground and poison type, it's actually going to be a really solid response to Galvantula, to Crustle, and it's going to have play against Azumarill as well, running Poison Jab there, as well as running like Earth Power to threaten other poison types. So kind of a fun pick. NIDOQUEEN is fairly slow at getting to both of its charge moves because they both are fairly high in energy cost. So I found that running NIDOQUEEN in the back was kind of a nice way of utilizing it. And then I ran Beedrill and Qwilfish as well with this team. Qwilfish, super solid pick. Beedrill is also super solid as well. I have not played with Beedrill that much, and so I make some pretty bad misplays with Beedrill in here. But again, these were around like the mid 3100 ELO range, so definitely pretty skilled battlers that I'm going up against here and trying out some new things. This battle's up against the 6'4 Ninja, who's also a content creator on Twitch. Feel free to check him out. Really talented battler. Always likes to use some interesting picks. So Beedrill on Azumarill is obviously a favorable matchup there. But I actually switch out because I wanted to catch a move on my Qwilfish here. Debatable play because now it's stuck against an Obstagoon here, which is really not good. Luckily, I still have all that energy stored on my Beedrill, but the Obstagoon gets the boost right here, and that is just absolutely terrible for me. So I'm going to bring in Beedrill. I still have 2 shields. I know I'm going to win the CMP tie against Obstagoon. So I'm just going to go straight for the X-Scissor. But because this freaking Obstagoon is boosted, this is really going to hurt. I knew I was going to get farmed down, so I have to switch in NIDOQUEEN. Essentially commit both shields here because this freaking Boostagoon, he actually switches out there into a Shadow Fortress, which is pretty uncommon to see. Obviously, these poison jabs are double resisted because of the steel typing, which is not great. But I am resisting the bug bites from Shadow Fortress. Both Stone Edge and Earth Power hit for neutral damage here, so I definitely should just be going straight Earth Power the entire time because I believe they're the same energy cost, and Earth Power has a chance to potentially debuff your opponent's defense. So unfortunately, NIDOQUEEN is not going to be able to finish the job here. The shadow damage on those mirror shots is actually doing a decent chunk of damage there. So really good game. Beedrill into Qwilfish. This is not that great for Beedrill because the water guns are hitting for neutral damage, where Beedrill's poison jabs are hitting for resisted damage on this Qwilfish. I'm going to shield this up because I do want to threaten this Qwilfish with a drill run. I'm just going to go straight for the drill run here. I overfarmed, and I'm able to get to another drill run here before this Qwilfish throws another Aqua Tail, so really good for me. At that point, I'm going to mirror with my own Qwilfish. No sense in me staying in there and getting farmed down. I felt like this was going to be a big move, and it was the Sludge Wave, but I let it through anyways. I'm curious as to why they're staying in here. They might have an Alolan Marowak in the back, which NIDOQUEEN is going to have a lot of play against. They bring out Skuntank. NIDOQUEEN is going to have a good amount of play against this as well. NIDOQUEEN double resists the poison jabs coming from Skuntank because of the poison and ground typing. And I'm assuming that whatever's in the back is going to be weak to NIDOQUEEN. I'm assuming there's going to be an Alolan Marowak in there, which is why I brought out my Beedrill right here. I'm going to go straight for the X-Scissor. If this doesn't KO, I think I'm going to switch into my NIDOQUEEN. Okay, it does KO. And it is an Alolan Marowak in the back, so I read that correctly. Both Stone Edge and Earth Power are going to hit for super effective damage here, but Earth Power is the better move because you get stab on it. Shadow Ball obviously hurts. I was worried about a potential sack swap there, but I'm going to be able to land this Earth Power. It's not even enough to KO the Marowak, which is kind of crazy. Then I get Water Gunned down there, and then unfortunately this Marowak, I really thought it was going to be able to get to a Bone Club, but it must have been like one fire spin short. So that was a crazy close game there. Good game. Going into another battle here. Oh, looks like I did not clip. I did not edit out this part, so you get to see the matchmaking. Actually, by some miracle, found a match pretty quick there, which is good. Beedrill into Crystal. This is not good. So I'm going to use the Qwilfish as the safe swap. I really enjoy Qwilfish as a safe swap. And then they come in with Sableye, but they're pretty slow to this switch here. Obviously, the Shadow Claws are going to really hurt. I'm able to get to this Aqua Tail, which is great for me. But this Sableye is going to be so loaded with energy. There is a case to be made. I could have shielded that and tried to like water gun this thing down, but it was going to be tough. I took the shield advantage instead. These poison jabs are resisted. But what I might do is shield and then fully farm down. Oh, I get hit by a foul play there. I'm actually going to bring out my NIDOQUEEN. This is kind of a weird play. Out comes the Zoomeril. They still have the Crustle in the back, so this is kind of tough. As you can see, NIDOQUEEN is just a little too slow at getting to these charge moves. The bubbles are really adding up. Ice Beam is going to hit for super effective because of the ground typing on NIDOQUEEN. And I'm trying to farm up as much as I can because I know whatever is going to come in, I want some residual energy to threaten it, but it's just the bubbles are doing too much damage here. So my opponent brings out the Sableye. I'm able to poison jab it down, which is really great. Out comes the Crustle. Now Rock does not resist Rock. So Stone Edge hits for super effective here, where Earth Power only hits for neutral. Got a lot of people asking about that when I did these live on Twitch. But now I'm able to get to the drill run here with this Beedrill, and I'm just really hoping that this is enough. It's just barely enough damage, and I'm able to poison jab the Crustle. Came back from that pretty terrible lead here. Beedrill into Haunter. This is not that great for Beedrill. We get some classic Go battle lag. You love to see it. I knew this was just going to be a Shadow Punch, and I can tank that. So I'm going to throw this Drill Run. It's for sure going to get shielded. And then I might switch right away so I don't get farmed. Yep, going to switch into Qwilfish. They're staying in here, so I'll commit a shield. Again, I know this is just going to be a punch, but I want to preserve some health here. And they are continuing to stay in here. So I'm going to throw this Aqua Tail and see if they double shield it. They actually totally sack the Haunter. So they bring out Galvantula. Now I'm able to get this Aqua Tail off, which is really good. And then I have NIDOQUEEN that's going to kind of be able to shut down all this energy that Galvantula farmed up. They didn't even shield there, which is even better. Because as you can see, I'm going to resist Lunge and I'm going to resist Discharge. They bring out Toxicroak. This is not that great. I think I shield this, store a move, and then swap. I'm continuing to overfarm here. My attack has been dropped, so I'm not quite sure why I'm staying in here. This definitely is a mistake. But I knew my Beedrill was so low in health that I was going to get farmed down anyway. So I tried to catch a Mud Bomb there at the end, but it was unsuccessful. And so my opponent was really smart in recognizing that, farming me down and being able to throw the Mud Bomb. So good game to my opponent there. Beedrill and Mandibuzz, this is not great, especially since the Mandibuzz is running Air Slash, but I don't really have a better response to this. So it's going to be a team effort to try to take down this Beedrill, or this Mandibuzz, as you will see. I'm going to use Qwilfish as a safe swap. Mandibuzz does not have that high of attack, so really the foul plays don't do that much damage. It's just so dang bulky. Out comes Toxicroak. I know that they're probably fully committed to a farm down here, so I'm anticipating them to shield one move and then fully farm me down. Oh, but we lag there, and they actually throw a move, which is amazing for me. Because now I can comfortably come in with my Beedrill again. Farm this down, and I can continue to chip away at the Mandibuzz with X-Scissors. So I'm going to throw another X-Scissor. I'm just trying to get this Mandibuzz lower in health. NIDOQUEEN is like slightly above average in bulk. So these poison jabs are really adding up, but the opponent still has 2 shields, which is not good for NIDOQUEEN. NIDOQUEEN I definitely think functions best as a closer. Because as you can see here, like, this is really tough. Because I'm pretty sure the Beedrill can just go straight Drill Run. Especially since they were up in shields when the Beedrill came in here. And that's what they're doing. I really am just trying to run out the clock here. So I can get my own Beedrill on this and preserve my NIDOQUEEN. Drill Run does not take me out. I barely survived. Now I bring in my own Beedrill. I'm farming. And here, my opponent gives me a win condition. I saw that they brought in the Mandibuzz, so I'm able to get the perfect farm down and then drill run their Beedrill. So the opponent definitely gave me a window of opportunity to win there, and I took it. I was able to come back from that very tough lead there. Good game to my opponent. Beedrill into Cressel, really not good again. Cressel leads were all the rage when I was running this team here. So the opponent brings out Tentacruel. Obviously the Tentacruel like has to go for Hydro Pump here. Because if they go, I actually, because they no-shielded the Sludge Wave, they gave me a window of opportunity to regain Switch, which is essentially my only hope here. So I do correctly shield up the Hydro Pump, which is awesome. And then they're just going to let me have Switch. I'm totally fine with that. Out comes Toxicroak. Not great, but at least my Beedrill is going to be able to get aligned with this Toxicroak. This Aqua Tail is going to do some decent damage. I do get a shield there, which is great. Qwilfish really put in a lot of work. Don't need to shield up these Mud Bombs. I am anticipating the swap at any moment. So I'm continuing to overfarm here. They probably switch right after this move. There it is. And so I switch at the same time as well. Now there is a case to be made because you can't really bait with NIDOQUEEN when you're running both of these moves. So most likely they're going to shield this up anyway, so I could have just gone for Earth Power and hoped for the defense drop. Not sure that would actually really help me though, because these poison jabs are resisted and the charge move is the thing that's going to take this thing out anyways. I should have shielded up the first move because obviously I get baited at the end there, which is really bad. And then I make a horrible play and I overfarm too much. But the thing is, I was very worried that the Toxicroak was going to be able to farm me down. And I couldn't remember if Toxicroak wins CMP or if Beedrill wins CMP. So I was in a tough spot there at the end. But winning Switch advantage at least gave me a shot at winning that game after that bad lead. The Beedrill mirror match. This is one of those matchups people tend to bait because Beedrill is somewhat glassy. And it's fairly rewarding if you are able to successfully bait. So I throw out an X-Scissor bait and it gets shielded. I'm losing all the CMP ties here. It's because I believe this is my rank 1 Beedrill. So gonna throw another X-Scissor here. And my opponent plays it very smart, does not shield. So I'm gonna switch into my Qwilfish here. And I'm able to get to this Aqua Tail right before they get to Drill Run, which is awesome. This Drill Run's gonna hurt. It takes me out. It like one-shots me, so not great. But shields are down. NIDOQUEEN as a closer when shields are down is very, very strong. I have an energy advantage. So let's see what the opponent wants to bring out. They bring out Cressel. And they make a beautiful sack swap. Just completely randomly sack swapped. So really nice play by them. This actually kind of puts me in a tough position here. I'm going to be able to get this Drill Run off on this Azumarill. But it's still... Oh, I'm actually able to... Oh, I recognize what my opponent was doing here. They wanted to be able to farm me down with Cressel to be able to throw a move. So here you see just the classic stare down. And then at this point I was like, you know what, I'm close enough to a Drill Run and I'm hoping that my Switch clock will come up soon. So I got a little impatient there, and I was worried that it might be that visual glitch thing where it doesn't show your your opponent attacking, but they actually are. So you just never know with this game with how many glitches there are. I'm going to be able to get to this Stone Edge though and take out the Cressel. Good game there. Battles up against CCO, and he was just trolling hard with a tap team. Really bad lead for me, and then my Qwilfish gets hard countered by a Shadow Victory Bell. This just Feels terrible, and there's nothing that I can do about it. Luckily, Beedrill is going to be a solid response to this victory bell, and I'm going to be able to get an energy advantage to have a drill run to at least chip away at the Crustle. So I probably get acid sprayed here, most likely. I have to no shield this. It is acid spray. This is just terrible. And luckily, he is waiting out the switch clock, which is way better for me because I don't want to have to stay in here. I am going to throw this drill run. It's going to do some decent chip damage. And then I'm going to swap my NIDOQUEEN and let's see what's in the back. He's continuing to stay in here, so I am pretty curious about what he has in the back. Might be like an Alolan Marowak. Oh, it's actually a Galvantula, and since I am down a shield, this is scarier. This is another instance where I could just go straight Earth Power here, because he's obviously going to shield. So I could hope for the defense drop, and then the poison jab damage would actually add up, because it's hitting for neutral here. So that is one possible change I could have made to this conclusion here. Discharge is double resisted, lunge is single resisted. I'm going to switch into Beedrill here. And then throw the X-Scissor. I knew this was a mistake the second that I did it, because this allows the Crustle to farm me down. And as you will see, Rock Slide is barely enough to KO me. I was one poison jab away from getting to the Stone Edge. Would have lost a CMP tie anyways. So big mistake on my part. I realized it just barely too late, the strategy that he was trying to pull out there. Good game. Beedrill into Galvantula. This is fairly neutral, and honestly, Qwilfish doesn't want to see this, so just going to stay in here and play it out. This is another instance where I'm kind of playing this matchup wrong. I should just be going straight X-Scissors here, because the Galvantula is obviously going to shield. An X-Scissor hits for neutral. Bug does not resist Bug. Drill Run also hits for neutral. So another terrible display of Beedrill gameplay here. Kind of a rookie with Beedrill, to be honest. I just don't really run it that frequently. And then I get farmed down. Not great. I actually bring out NIDOQUEEN to poison jab it down. I don't get hit by move, which is good for me. Freaking Shadow Sharpedo, that is really bad. So I'm going to bring out my Qwilfish. If I can get shields down and land an Earth Power on the Shadow Sharpedo, then I'm feeling pretty good. But this is pretty tough. They're saving the shield most likely for the Sharpedo. Which makes sense because it can tank an Aqua Tail just fine. But I'm noticing that these fast moves are really adding up, but my opponent's going to farm me all the way down. Is my switch clock up yet? Oh, it's barely up right there. I should have swapped right there. And I'm going to get obliterated by a crunch here. Good game to my opponent. Best of luck out there in your final Halloween Cup battles. I really enjoyed this meta. If you enjoyed this gameplay, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.